Okay, so on number 7, 60 over n means divided by. So I'm doing 60 divided by n, which is 5. So what that really looks like is this. And that equals 12. Okay, now 60 divided by 5 is what? What is 60 divided by 5? 12. Does 12 equal 12?
Yes.
Yes, so this is true. Okay, on number 8, we copy the equation. 16 plus d equals 45. And then we're going to plug in what we know. 16 plus, it says d equals 19, which should equal 45. Is this true when I solve it? 16 plus 19 is what? You'll have it on your paper. What did you get? What's 16 plus 19? 35. Does that equal 45? No. So then in my box, I put false. And guys, everything should be on your paper. All of the work, every step, every single thing on your paper. Okay, number 10 on this one, we have 75. It's just written backwards. 75 equals 15 times j. So I'm going to replace what I know. 75 equals 15 times 7. And then I can solve. 75 equals, what is 15 times 7? 100 what? 5. 105. So are they equal? No. So this will be false. Okay, moving down, number 12. Checking that one next. Okay, we start out by copying the equation. 9 times 4 equals w minus 4. So this is one where I have two different expressions on each side of the equal sign. So I'm going to plug in what I know. 9 times 4 equals 40 minus 4. And then when I solve it, what is 9 times 4? 36. And 40 minus 4 is also 36. So that one is true. Okay, moving right along. Number 13 this time. Similar setup. So I'm going to do 44 plus c equals 92 minus 25. And then I'm going to plug in what I know for my second step. So 44 plus 23 equals 92 minus 25. And now I solve. So let's start with 44 plus 23. What's that equal?
67.
67. And what's 92 minus 25?
67.
Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
Yes. So this one is true. So please don't just write true or false. You should also be checking to make sure that you have all of these steps correct too. Okay, we did 14 together, so now we're looking at 15. Number 15 says tell whether the equation is true or false when z equals 2 times 4. So if I'm trying to figure out z equals 2 times 4, what do I do?
2 times 4.
Mm-hmm.
2 times 4.
Yeah, I just do 2 times 4. So I'm going to solve this part here. So I'm going to say it's false because z equals what?
8.
Yes. And so if you add 23 plus 8, it is not 100. So you should have had something along those lines. False because maybe you just did the math to prove your answer. Maybe you wrote it in words. Whatever you did is fine, but it is false. And then number 16 says select all of the equations that are true when b equals 4. So that required you to solve several of these. So if I did this one, 4 times 4, does it equal 16?
Yeah.
Yes, so A is one of my answers. What about this one, 4 times 11? It's 44. That doesn't match. So B is not an answer choice. If I do this, 4 plus 14 equals 2 times 9. What is 4 plus 14? 18. Does 2 times 9 also equal 18?
Yes.
Yep, so C is going to be one of my choices. Okay, what about if I did 10 minus 4? Does it equal the same thing as 12 divided by 2? Yeah, because what is 10 minus 4? And 12 divided by 2 is also 6. So this one is another one. And then 15 plus 4 equals 18?
No.
Nope. It would be 19. And then 27 minus 9 is equal to 3 times 4. I know 3 times 4 is 12. What's 27 minus 9?
18.
Eh. 16. Is it 16? It should be 18. Why 18?
Because, I don't know. 27 minus 9 is 18.
Because, and if you think about 17, if you take 17, just ignore the 2 for a second. If this was just 17, 17 minus 9 is what? 8. And I know that it should end in an 8, but because it's 27, so you can kind of think of it that way too. Okay, so the only ones you should have on 16 are A, C, and D. Okay, let's go on to the next page and finish up our notes for today. Okay, we're going to look at number 17. It says, you, your cousin, and your friend, so how many people is that? 3 people, scored 28 points from touchdowns during a football game, including the extra point. The table shows the points each person scores from touchdowns. The equation, 7 plus t plus 7 equals 28, represents this situation. So did your cousin score 14 points from touchdowns? I have somebody saying yes.
Yes.
Why?
Because 7 or 14 plus 14 equals 28.
Yeah, so if I'm looking at the equation given to me, I have this 7 and I have this 7. That's already 14, but I know that I have that missing number. So something plus 14 has to equal, if I take those two, I've got 14 plus t equals 28. I know that I've got to figure out what that t equals. Okay, how can I do that?
28 minus 14.
Yep, the opposite, the inverse operation. So I would take 28 minus 14. So if I do that, then I can see that t does equal 14, and that is my cousin, so yes. Okay, I think, do we just have one more?
Yep.
Last one. All right, number 18, you jogged 14 miles this week. This is 3 miles less than the normal number of miles that you jog in a week. Okay, so 14 miles, but that's 3 miles less. So what do you normally jog?
17.
Okay, which equation represents the situation? 14 miles, it's 3 miles less than what you normally jog. Do you normally jog 11 miles in a week? So you have 2 questions. Okay, question number 1 is, hold on, which equation represents the situation? Question number 2 is, do you normally jog 11 miles in a week? Okay, so talk with your groups, figure out which equation would best represent the situation, and then figure out yes or no, do you normally jog 11 miles in a week? Okay, that part that says this is 3 miles less than the normal, okay, that means that 14, whatever they're jogging this week, that's 3 miles less than the normal. So earlier Beckham said that means that I normally jog 17 miles. So what equation is going to help me figure out that 17 would be my missing number? Would it be the first, second, or the third equation?
Second.
Okay, so if I have it says which equation represents the situation. If I know that 17 is my normal, okay, and I'm doing 3 miles less than, how do I show 3 miles less than something? Is that adding to something? It's subtracting. This less than right here means subtract. I need to be looking for an option that has subtraction. This is the only one that has addition, so I know this one's out. Okay, now if I look at the other 2 that involve subtraction, would it make sense to take the 14 miles that I jogged this week and take away 3 from that? Or would it make sense that 14 is my answer and I take what I normally run and subtract 3 from what I normally run to get 14? So it says you jogged 14 miles this week. This right here, this piece right here is my answer. 14 miles is my answer. So 14 is going to equal something. So is it going to be the first equation or is it going to be the last equation? I know it can't be this one because I'm not adding because of the less than part. It should be the first one. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and circle this. And then it says, do you normally jog 11 miles in a week? Because what did we say earlier? What do I normally jog if 14 is 3 miles less than what I normally do? Should be 17. So what do I write down in that bottom box? No. And you can even put x equals 17. So add that in. That way you know x is actually 17.